And I'm Elora Murray. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, we did it.
Woo!
We made it.
2024
That
is
is
here.
mind-blowing.
Isn't it crazy that we're 4 years out of COVID? That's what I think of.
Oh, I still think that 1990 was 10 years ago, and
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
Good call, Laura. It kind of does feel like that. Does that mean we're getting old?
Yeah.
I
We're getting old.
refuse. I refuse. Because growing up seems like a terribly boring thing to do.
It does. That's for suckers.
That sounds like it's from some Peter Pan musical. Is that a
I
quote?
I think it is Peter Pan.
It's a terrible thing to do.
Our Disney expert over here. Okay, so 2023. Did you guys feel like it flew, or do you feel like you were ready for it to be over and it was just kind of dragging? Or a little of both?
I feel like it was a little of both for me.
A little both. Yeah. This usually I think the time is really just cruising by, and for some reason I think I got the taste of both worlds in this one.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but yeah, there were some dragging moments.
Yeah.
I will tell you, last year, it seemed like winter lasted 7 years between January
it did.
to April.
It did.
We had a long one.
I feel like we had a blizzard, and I use that word correctly, once a week.
Yeah, it's a good
For
call.
months.
23 was a lot of snow.
And it was like, I felt like at least once a week we were getting emails from work that's like, okay, traffic, like, beware of traffic. The snow's going to be really bad. And like, depending where we would live, it was like, who's going to come into the show? We don't know. It's been wild.
Yeah, it was
I'm
crazy.
watching my friends in Florida going, so why do I live in Utah? What am I doing here?
I think we were, well,
We know why we're here. It's awesome, but man, that was a rough storm.
I felt
Yeah.
like it
Rough
lasted
season.
so long. I felt like my skin was drier than ever. I felt like I was so pale. If you turned off a light, I would glow.
Oh,
I was
whatever,
like,
whatever.
We need
You still rock it, though. You still look beautiful.
That was the part last year that felt like it lasted forever to me. And then the minute it stopped snowing, I felt the year just flew by, especially the end.
Yeah, like
The,
once September 1st hit, I feel like it was like, wait, it's Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
You know,
It was-
like it went really
Yeah,
fast.
it was. We were doing back to school stuff, and then the next thing you know, we were like, "And the holidays are coming up."
Kind of crazy. Okay, do you have a favorite moment? If you could think of just one thing, or maybe a couple things, we'll make it quick, from 2023. So from last year, do you have a favorite moment that stands out for you guys?
I'll know personally, like my go-to. Honestly, my wife's birthday this year was awesome. I'm usually not ever here in Utah and always traveling and touring. So we were able to be together. Actually took a trip to California with the kids and soccer. We went to Knott's Berry Farm, which they love, was awesome. But I would say beyond that, the highlight for me, my family, we went to Hawaii together. I'd been there a bunch of times, but my kids had never been there. And we went to an island I'd never been to, Kauai.
Oh, Kauai is
And,
so beautiful.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it lived up to every single expectation I'd ever heard of. Usually when something's like propped up so big, it's a little bit of a letdown. It was beyond. And it was props to a few friends that really hooked us up. They had some property over there that they let us stay at, which was gorgeous. So that didn't hurt either.
Yeah.
So we had just the most epic week of our lives in paradise.
That's
it was
awesome.
the perfect vacation.
Spending time with family.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's
I love
awesome. In
that.
Kauai.
Pretty
magical.
I mean, there is not a single, ugly part
No.
of that island.
There really
and
isn't.
oh my gosh, the chickens all over the
Oh,
place.
yeah.
Chickens.
I have a T-shirt with chickens on it now. There was this one tender moment. My kids are so like just golden-hearted. There was this one chicken that was just abandoned, and they just like adopted it. And literally wanted to bring it
that's so
home, and I'm like,
cute.
"There's no way we're getting this through customs."
On the plane.
But
yeah.
we were so close to trying. It was
Especially because you have to fill out the paper going back.
I
Like,
know,
did you
right?
take
Yeah.
anything? And then you have to go through the agriculture.
Any apples, any
X-ray.
It
oranges
was
for the
so
Osmond
great.
family, any chickens.
just memories and experiences we had that we'll never forget. So just grateful for that experience. And then, of course, going from the snow we were talking about to the beaches was so nice.
I feel like even if there's no snow, going to the beaches of Hawaii
it's
is
true.
always nice.
It's always
That's true.
welcome.
It's always stunning. What about you, Kara?
I can't think of one specific moment, so I'm just going to say traveling, kind of same thing, David. Traveling as a whole with our family, we did a lot of road trips. We went to like Bryce Canyon.
Great place.
It's so beautiful there. We went to Moose Creek, which is a place in Idaho, and we just went all out on road trips this year. And I think that's my favorite moment of last year was spending time with my, it's just the three of us, party of three. And
it's a magic number.
The Three Musketeers.
It is, and exploring and showing. I think one of the most fun things with kids is like showing them new things, and letting them explore and seeing the world through their eyes.
And they'll never be this young again.
Yep.
It's just, you're living vicariously, you're experiencing things together that they'll never forget. It is so cool.
Yep.
So I think fun things together.
Travel.
Kudos to you.
Travel. I mean, for me, 2023 had I had two favorite moments from 2023. And one of them was the trip that I took with my husband and my parents to England and Scotland.
Oh, I was just following you on your stories. That was amazing.
It looked awesome.
My husband had never been, but it was his number one destination he wanted to go to. And it's my favorite place in the world. I love the UK, and there's so much of it I still haven't seen, which is so crazy because it's so much smaller than our country, but there's still so many things I haven't seen there. And just to be able to share this place that I love so much with people I love so much, and it was an amazing experience. I loved it. And then, I got home, and my second favorite moment was I got home and found out I was pregnant.
Yeah! That is awesome.
That's a big one.
And it was like I found out, and I called because I know some people wait and they do it like they tell their partner really cute. I did not. I found out, and I texted my husband, and I was like, call me right now. And he was like, can it wait? I was like, no.
So you wait.
Because he was in the middle of doing something. He's like, okay, I'll call you. Like, can you give me it? Like, and he didn't say,
the longest I'll wait for the call is 9 months.
And he was like, he was like,
that's a good one.
He was like, just give me 1 minute. I'm like, because he was in the hallway, like talking to someone at the moment. And then, so he was paranoid something was wrong. So he called me and was like, are you okay? Like in the hallway of like the bathroom at his work. And I held up the test, and he's like, what am I looking at? Because it was like really blurry.
Like, is this a COVID test? What are you trying to tell me?
Because his office doesn't have like the best service. So bless his heart, he was so worried. He was like on his way down the hall. I was like, well, I better call her now.
Yeah.
And I showed him. He's like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I was like, I'm pregnant. So those two things were a favorite moment. In hindsight, I could have waited for him to come home and been like,
well, the excitement's just bubbling.
But I was just like, I was really shocked just because of some different
it.
health things and whatnot.
We are so excited for you.
So
You're going to be the best mama. We are just.
And I wonder if the names you're starting to select come from the UK. Like,
you know what? You know me well, and yes, they do.
Yeah.
Maybe a J.K. Rowling influence in there.
There are we did have my husband. If you have bumped into my husband and he has told you our baby is named Frodo, that is incorrect information.
Okay, all right.
He does love Lord of the Rings, so I've been sending all the names of Lord of the Rings to you.
He's been doing that to like, he thinks it's hilarious because I'm like, what are you doing? And his nephews think it's so funny. There will be my baby.
Samwise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some people love it so much. No judgment for me that I don't want my baby to be named.
We can't wait to hear what it is going to be, and we can't wait to
one name to rule them all.
Very, very, very classic name is probably what it's going to be.
Gary.
Yeah.
Totally Gary.
Gary doesn't even sound classic to me. That's just like, I don't even know.
Tom Cruise. Just first name is Tom Cruise.
The whole first name, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise Smith.
You know what's crazy? It just reminded me, there was an Osmond fan years ago, and I saw the birth certificate, but they named their baby Burl, Tom, Alan, Wayne, Meryl J, Donnie, Marie, Jimmy.
Oh, boy.
All of my uncles, my dad, and my aunt as a name for their child. I'm like, wow.
That's dedication.
Wow, that's a little beyond the pale.
I couldn't even. Kari had to talk for me. I was literally mouth open, just like blinking, like, what? What are you saying
couldn't even wrap your mind around it.
I'm sure the name you chose is a lot better than that one.
Well, now that you've said that and made fun of it, I don't want to tell you what its name is.
Have you decided? Do you know? Oh,
Yes.
you already know.
Right.
I do.
Okay.
I say that it could change in a week.
Sure.
We're gonna spend the next few months just like dropping UK names just to see if we get a
I'm
reaction.
going to print out
from
a
you.
list.
Watch your eyes just if they like spark a little bit.
That's what I'll do, David. I'll print out lists for us, and we'll just say them randomly.
Yes,
in
that we
here.
should totally do that.
It's a very classic Scottish
Charles.
name.
Oh.
It was Charlie for a while, and then one day I woke up and I was like, he is not Charlie.
And the Chocolate Factory.
He absolutely is not Charlie. Nope.
Okay.
So
Cheer up, Charlie.
yeah.
I'm excited for you, whatever it's going to be. This is fun. David and
I
are going to figure it out.
I'm already got these names going in my head.
I know, me too.
It is a boy for those listening. So
William.
We'll see. I love the name William, but my husband's last name is Smith. And
so he
Smith.
It's got to be okay. It's
okay.
Okay, got some ideas.
Right.
So I just don't want to like name him like anything that like a famous actor or something, and people are like, "Did you name him after Will Smith?"
Will Smith.
I'll slap you, silly.
I'm like,
Keep his name out your mouth.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm like, I just don't. And Smith is such a common name. Like, there's so many people, so many famous people out there, and so many like political figures and different things that are Smith. That I've had to be really careful with what I choose.
And there's power in a name.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I have a first cousin, David Osmond, who's older than I am. And so why my parents named me David Osmond is really beyond me. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Actually,
if
I have a cousin,
my brother
Kari.
named their kid after 5 years after my kid was already born with that name, it would rub me wrong. I'd be like kind of ticked about it.
I have a cousin, Kari.
Really?
Male, so he spells it, I think it's Cary. Yeah, but I have a cousin who's older than me. So yeah, then my parents decided to go with Kari, spell a different name. But yeah.
That's wild. There's actually a second cousin who's also a David Osmond, and I ran into him recently this past year, and he told me, he says, I couldn't handle it anymore. I was done. So I actually changed my name. I got rid of David.
Oh, he changed his name?
So his name's David Osmond. He goes, I changed it to Ozzy, or Oz Osmond. He goes, it has changed my life. Like as soon as he turned 21, he just changed his name. He goes, yeah, I have lived the best life ever since I changed my name. I'm like, thank you. Should I be feeling like self-conscious about my name now?
Or
should I be changing my name?
I have always loved my name because
you have a beautiful name.
Yeah, you have a great name.
It is unique. I've only met a handful of Eloras, and like the meaning behind my name, I love it. It means light, and it's like kind of a mantra I've always taken through my life is be that light. And so I've always loved it. And so now picking a name for a child, I'm like,
it's really tough to do.
Daunting.
It is.
Wow. Like my name's Elora and my husband's name is David. And it's like the unique scale is a little different for the two of them.
And Smith.
He checked into the doctor's office a little bit ago and he was like, my name's David Matthew Smith. And the lady at the desk was like, man, you have a really boring name for all three of those, don't you?
Oh my gosh.
And he was like, Thank you.
Ouch.
What do you want me to do about it?
Same to you with knobs on it.
I was like, I don't even. So yes, names are important. So we'll see what happens.
But you've got yours chosen. It's picked out. So we're excited
so exciting. Okay.
Keep guessing.
A lesson you learned in 2023 from last year. Is there something that you learned that you are thinking, it's something I need to change, something I need to do, something I need to look at differently?
David's laugh.
No, honestly, I didn't even think about this question. I know we talked about it before, and I didn't know what I was going to say. And the first thing I thought of is what my wife just talked to me about: is she will never, ever, 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 ever again remodel a home. We have dealt with the worst contractors I have ever encountered.
Shoot.
And I don't know if it's the cliche of that industry has just come alive in our life, but wow, it's been so bad.
Like more than one.
Oh my gosh, just one after the other. We have just drawn, didn't fish what we wanted. Just the bad cards. And so we got the jokers in the bunch. But it is what it is. And so we've learned that we're
never remodeling.
I'm never going to do this again. We're still dealing with it. It's been years.
Yeah.
We're working on this place. So I'm just channeling my wife's frustration because I'm trying to support and help as best I can. And I'm not Dave Mars from HGTV. I can't help her the way that he can with his wife on the shows. But I'm trying my darndest. And it is. It's been a frustrating project. So it's a labor of love and pain and blood and sweat and tears. So
oh shoot.
Yeah.
Hard lessons to learn on that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You go
I'm
for
so
that.
sorry.
Maybe anyone out there listening has ever done that. You feel my pain.
I'm sure you hear it.
So many sleepless
Absolutely.
nights my wife has had.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Bless her heart.
That's 2023 for them.
That's 2023. I was thinking like, what have I learned? Because there's so many little things that I learned from last year. Like I think the biggest one was to slow down. I need to slow down. I need to be okay saying no to certain things, you know? And it's hard because I definitely am a people pleaser. I want to, and I'm social and I like to be at things and I like to, but I need to, I have 2 neck injuries, first of all. Like I just need to slow down, I just think being okay with saying no and then also just read a book. Like I could just sit and read a book if I have time. My daughter's constantly, we're with her a lot, so I don't have a lot of time to do that, but you know, just like slow down is what I need to do.
I mean, you said exactly.
That's perfect.
For me, Kari, I have a habit of being a people pleaser. Brene Brown says, a recovering perfectionist and trying to be a good enoughist. So the mix between people pleasing and striving for perfection, which is not something that's attainable, really tires me out. And I had a friend who I was expressing this to last year, and she sent me a video from Elizabeth Olsen, who said a quote that changed her life was from one of her older sisters. I don't know which one it was. And she said, "No is a full sentence." Because anytime someone asks me to do something or I feel this immense amount, like even if I can't do it, if I'm not feeling well, if I don't have the time, if it's like I'm overbooked, saying no is just so hard for me. And I have to be like, no, but, like, and she said, that is it. No, period, is an answer. Yeah. And sometimes that's all you need to say. Obviously, different situations are different. But I actually did a piece of content on this on social media about how that is really hard for people pleasers to just say no.
Yeah, it is.
And sometimes, like, like you said, I will overbook myself, and I will, to the point where I'm like, I'll end up, you know, running myself ragged, and I end up getting sick. So a lesson I learned, and it was more towards the end of the year for me last year, where I was like, it's okay to say that. Like, obviously, you want to be there for others. You want to be selfless. You want to be kind. But you just can't do everything. And that word no sometimes needs to be what you say.
Yeah. Reminds me of a book I just reread called Boundaries. I don't know if you've read that book, but it's a fantastic one of just being able to set those lines where you keep yourself, you know, able to say no. That's, you know, this is my life that I'm living with my family and what we're doing and what our goals are, and we're going to stick to that. And I think I learned that this last year too, with some health challenges and reminders, some harsh reminders through that, that time is precious, life is short, and to really cherish the moments you still have. Because, you know, no one's getting out of here alive. Yep. And so really take the time to do the things that matter the most. And that includes being able to say no to the things that don't.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's something that I learned. And honestly, I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk about resolutions. I'll bring it up, like our resolutions for next year. One of mine is feeling confident enough in myself to say no, especially with, I have a baby coming, and there's going to be things that I can't do that I used to be able to do before. And I'm going to have to be able to be like, that's okay. That's okay, because what's important to me, like I still have all these things that are important to me, but my son's going to be more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being able now, like, so in 2024 to practice saying no is going to be really important for me this year.
Yeah. It really will be. And it's going to be the greatest and hardest and most beautiful and challenging thing. And life will never be the same.
No, it will not. And so that's
we're so excited for you.
Thank you.
Truly.
That's why I'm just practicing now. Like I said, it was the end of the year in 2023 when that video really sunk with me. And now I'm just going to have to take it into 2024. Yeah. Because it doesn't mean you're a bad person if you say no to things. Sometimes you just can't do everything.
That's right.
It's true. You physically can't. And you can't be there for everyone if you're not there for yourself.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me what moms do, what they're capable of doing already. I mean, just unbelievable. If this process you're going through were up to the guys, we'd be our population world of 7. It's unbelievable what sacrifices you make to bring life,
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. It's fantastic. So I champion you.
Thank you.
I'm smiling because I know kind of what you've got in store ahead of you, because it's going to be
Kari.
amazing experience. Well, and also for David, for your husband, like the moment that baby is there, because you have this physical connection with that child. But I remember being able to actually, with my doctor, allowed me to deliver our 3 babies.
Oh, that's cool.
And that first touch, that first connection with your child is just that. The every cliche comes alive. The mantle hits, and there's nothing more important. And now you feel a complete different purpose of being able to provide and help and sustain and guide
And prioritize.
Yeah,
it's,
and
it's awesome.
That's why that's my resolution. And it's funny. People keep asking me, they're like, how are things? I'm like, well, people told me being pregnant was hard. And it turns out they were right. So
Yeah.
that will be my resolution next year. Is no is a full sentence. It's what I learned at the end of the year, and it will be my resolution next year.
Well,
Good
I
for
think
you.
that's good. That's awesome. I was looking up a couple things about resolutions, and research shows only 9% of Americans actually complete them unless you practice beforehand.
Oh, so I'm on a good
So
path.
you're on a good path.
Good.
Because
That's great.
I was working on it in 2023, and that's why. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
so
I'm
practice going in. First one is usually fitness. Of
Yeah.
course, we always hear
good.
that.
The gym
Finances
is always packed in January.
Finances follow after that, and then third one is mental health. A couple other ones that were on the list. I pulled it up. Let me see if I can find it. David, do you have one?
You mentioning lists, that reminds me of what I have. In my phone and in the notes, I have all these to-do lists. And all day long and even through the night, like I just, I'll put this on there.
That's me.
And so my goal is to do not, how do you, what's the phrase from the old saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right?
Yeah.
So this is like a massive elephant list. And my goal is just to do micro goals, just to focus on 2 or 3 per week. Let's get this done and just really start going down.
That's good.
Yeah, I'll open it and just knock those off the list, and not distraction. Life's full of distractions. To not be distracted, but really follow through. And complete those.
I feel like
tasks.
That's good.
That can be for any goal. Is those small steps? Because if you've for example, if your resolution is I'm going to be more fit. It's something really generic. And you've never been to the gym before in your life. You don't want to be like, all right, starting this week, I'm going to the gym 5 days a week. That's just not realistic. It's like, you know what? I haven't been to the gym for 3 months. I'm going to go once a week for this amount of time. Okay, I did that. Now I can go 2 times. It's about those small steps that make the biggest difference.
Make a routine. There's also things you can do with spark words. Every time after I brush my teeth, I do 100 push-ups or whatever that thing is. You just get into routines that you can follow that are habits that are healthy. And cancel the ones that aren't.
Yeah, very, very true. On this list that I found, people want to stop smoking, learn a new skill, make more time for hobbies, improve work-life balance. I think that's a big one. Travel more, meditate regularly, and drink less alcohol is on the list too.
Got it.
So a lot of health stuff. I have one that I've been wanting to do for 10 years, and Elora, she'll message me once in a while and say, "Have you written your children's book yet? Have you started it?"
Yeah.
So that is on my.
I even found you a publisher.
You did.
Awesome. There's no excuses.
There's none. So, and I'm saying it here. That is going to be in 2024. I'm going to at least, I may not finish it. That's okay. I'm going to at least start. I'm going to at least
Make strides.
A little at a time and start that children's book because I've wanted to write one for a really long time.
Where was the genesis of this goal? When did it spark in your heart?
It was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, because we
so
talked
long,
about
you guys.
this when I
What-
first started working here.
Why 10 years ago?
I had this idea. It was a little bit longer than that because I wasn't married yet. I remember I was dating somebody else, and I thought of this idea, and I'm like, I need to make that into an actual children's book. And so it may have been like 11 or 12 years ago.
I'm here for it.
And so
I love it.
it takes a minute,
It's
guys.
sitting there ruminating. It's
You know what? I have had a business idea for 10 years too. I get it. Probably even longer. And it sometimes time gets away from you.
It does.
It's so easy to make up excuses about how something's not the right time. But sometimes it's like, what is the right time? What does that mean?
It's never perfect timing.
Yeah.
Not ever for anything. So
There you go. Carrie's going to write a book.
This is exciting.
And I will read it to my child.
there you go. Yes. This is happening. This is getting me excited. Okay, it's getting me pumped. Okay, last one. What do you hope for in 2024? So different goal, than we were saying, like what's your goal for the upcoming year? What do you hope for? Like maybe an experience, a feeling, is there anything that comes to the top of your mind with what you're hoping for this year in 2024?
David is hoping for no more remodels.
Noted.
Or finish the one we've got.
And David is
which
hoping
we are going to
make a decision if he's going to
Yeah.
change his name from David Osmond to
What should it be? You come up with a nice
you can
UK
be Will.
name, a little
Will
Irish
Osmond.
name. Irish. My middle name's Levi. People said I should go by Levi Osmond. What do I hope? I think about my kids, and they're kind of in those tween era age. I got a 14, 12, and an 8, and so they're very much an informative age right now with the friends they make, the education they get, and as they're going into 15 and 13 and 9, they're my whole focus of just being able to set them up for the rest of their life. I've only got a few years left with them, and my wife and I were just talking about that this week. How we can really maximize our time with our family so that it's, we're making productive memories and we're educating them and we're setting them on a path of, we were talking about the things that I didn't learn as a kid, the simple things of being able to invest and prioritize and just things that I wish maybe my parents had said to me or taught me or mentors, and how we can be that for them. So what I hope for this year is to be a better mentor to my kids, educate them in the things that I took advantage of, and not assume they're just going to get it. Life skills of what they should prepare for, because life's going to come fast at them. I mean, it's only 3 more years, and my daughter's 18.
Crazy.
She's up and out.
That is so crazy.
That's wild.
That's like 3 summers if you think about it like that.
And so we're really feeling that to really enjoy each moment, take advantage of it, live in the now, and not waste time with the arguing or bickering or just wasting negative energy on anything, and attracting the right people in our lives and being those kind of people for our kids. And so that's my hope, is that they'll have a year that really propels them to the best life they could ever lead.
That's good, David. That's good.
Kari's like ditto.
Yeah. I actually, I'm kind of along the same lines of that. Just, I wish happiness for my daughter. I wish health good health for her. She is 6 going on 16.
Oh my gosh.
She is an old soul.
She is.
I so wish I had the confidence that Amelia has. I mean, if you're okay if I tell this commercial story,
course,
Kari.
yes.
She was visiting here at the end of 2023, and I went up to her and I was like, Amelia, I heard you were in a commercial, and she like snapped and gave me a finger guns, and she was like, I was great.
Wow.
And I was
That's awesome.
And it wasn't cocky. It was just this like pure, innocent confidence.
Yeah, she has that.
I was like, I so wish I had that. And like, I think sometimes when we get older, different experiences in life, like sometimes like kind of chips away at our confidence. But Amelia said that to me, and I actually told my husband about that, and he's like, man, what would it be like to have that kind of confidence? And I was like, well, Amelia
I don't know,
it.
but she's got it.
Amelia has it.
Thank you for like recognizing
She's
that,
a cool
because
kid.
we've tried to raise her with as much confidence, and it's hard to do that when they're like, she's so independent, but we want to keep her that way as she grows. We want her to stay confident and stay independent, and I just hope for her that she can do that and have great health for my entire family, and happiness, because really when it comes down to it, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like all of our hopes are really similar. My biggest hope in 2024 is that my baby is born healthy and happy.
Yeah.
That is my biggest hope.
Yeah.
I mean, it will be May, and I just hope that my body can stay healthy so that he will be able to be born healthy and happy. And then after he's born, I hope for some sleep, because I've heard things.
we hope that for you as well.
Yes.
Like,
But that's
the healthy child, the birth,
Of course.
and also to that you have the time for your self-care, to be able to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah, I have a really, really great family and a really great husband that have already talked to me about, like, we want to make sure that you have time to, be Elora and stay, like, do the things you love and, like, still have that self-care. It's really important for everyone. So I have a really great support system that's already in place. That's
And
like,
you got us.
we
We'll
got to
help
make
you
sure
too.
it happens.
You're going to be an amazing mom.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You really
Thank
are.
you. 2024 is going to be a big year.
Unforgettable.
Yeah. The color. You guys.
It'll be a leap of year.
It will
Is
be.
it a leap year?
I-
It's not a leap year, is it?
I don't know.
I never
2024. I feel like maybe. I do know what the color is for the year. The Pantone color.
Oh, what is it?
Peach fuzz.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah. It's literally what you think. It's the
Peach
color. It's
fuzz?
peach fuzz.
I think it's adorable. If I wore that color, I would look naked.
I can't wear that color either. It's
If I
I
wore it
don't
on
think a color when I hear peach fuzz. I think like gross beard shavings that need to be cleaned up.
it is 2024.
This is a leap year.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
there we go.
That
Good
happened.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leap year wearing peach fuzz.
If I wore peach fuzz on the show and someone was watching it, they'd have to do a double take because they'd be like, "Is she naked?"
Ratings.
So I may put it on my nails. That might be a thing. And I appreciate the people who can pull it off. I cannot.
It's a pretty color.
It's
It is
very
a pretty color.
springy. It's
Yeah.
very like hopeful to me.
Who chooses the color?
I don't know. Is there like a panel? I have no idea how people pick this color. It's a Pantone color of the year.
How do I get on that panel?
It's like
Oh,
choosing a
we
name
actually
for
don't
a
know
hurricane.
if we actually
Yeah.
don't know if the panel exists,
I
but
know.
we're
But we're guessing that this panel would be amazing to be on, whatever it is.
Okay.
Well,
I don't think I'll be wearing peach fuzz this year. Just I can promise you that much.
I don't think I've ever seen you.
No,
if you miss
and
it,
you won't.
if you miss a day of shaving,
I know. I was just
you'll
gonna
be
say,
wearing
yeah,
it.
that's
Little
all
peach
I
fuzz.
think of.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I
gross.
get like some, especially with my changing hormones. I think all women get some hair on their
You got
face,
some
and
whiskers?
that's
Yeah,
peach
some
fuzz.
peach
You got to
fuzz.
get the tinkle razor.
Yeah, yeah,
What's the
It's
tinkle?
literally
razor?
called a tinkle razor. It's a face
yeah.
razor.
I use that a lot.
Is that
Yeah.
like one of your secrets? Like, oh, this is the
It's a beauty
the
thing.
hack, the
Uh-huh.
life hack.
Yeah.
Look it up,
and you-
Tinkle.
yeah.
It's the weirdest
Really?
name.
Really?
Tinkle. Get them
Yeah.
on Amazon. I
There
do
you
my
go.
brows. I do it all.
Then I
that's
won't be
wild.
wearing peach fuzz. There we go.
Razor, yes.
My life hack, it reminds me of my tongue scraper. You got to get a tongue scraper.
Oh, I
Brush your-
wanted to get
it's
one
like
of
my
those.
favorite thing. How
It
gross
makes a big
is this?
difference,
It's
huh?
super gross, but it's awesome. Like brush your teeth, and then you just take this copper little like V-shaped
And you just
metal
clean that
tool and go
tongue.
back to the back
I
of the tongue,
sure
scrape
love
it off.
how-
It is a life hack for everybody. You
We-
got to do it.
We
Okay.
can go from hope for
Peach fuzz,
child's
tongue
health to
scraping.
tongue
And
scrapers.
facial razors.
This is truly off the cuff.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Well, Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New
Yeah,
Year.
some fireworks here going on for sure. We hope
It's
it was a
been
good
fun.
one for everybody.
Yes, and we hope you all have a wonderful New Year too. And thank you so much. And if you want to continue to freshen up your day, you can watch us on Fresh Living every weekday on CBS Channel 2 in Utah at 1 o'clock. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel, KUTV Fresh Living, and follow us on social media. We will see you next week.